All right, my friends, how you doing out there's the Ozman with you again. Oh, yeah. And today we're gonna go for a little ride, heading up to Santa Clarita area. Gonna meet up with my friends, ride the canyons a bit, see what kind of trouble I can get into. It's gonna be supposedly a little chilly. The weather here in LA has been kind of crazy. It's been a little cold in the morning, cold at night, but kind of hot in the afternoon. I decided I'm going to wear a jacket I haven't worn in a while, but I decided to bust it out. And that is the mighty Healed leather jacket from Germany, the Deutschland, where Arnold Schwarzenegger and Big Back came from. So the mighty Healed, classic leather jacket. Haven't worn it in a while, but since the weather might be a little cold up in the mountain, I thought I'll dust it off and ride it. I've been wearing my Shot P613S a lot. And I also, of course, still wear the BMG, British Motorcycle Gear jacket a lot. But I decided I'm going to go with Hell today. So let's go for a little ride, see what kind of trouble we can get into. Of course, I'm wearing my WESCO, the classic WESCO harness boots. Right there. You know, the classic, you can never go wrong with them. Of course, I've been trying out my new boots as well. I'm still not ready to take them on the bike. I wore them the other day. Still stiff, but I'm going to be taking them on the bike pretty soon because I'm anxious to try out the new WESCOs on the bike. But anyway, we can talk about that in the later part of the video. All right, let's rock. All right, I'm here waiting for my friends. I'm at Target, or some people call it Target. And over there is Panera Bread. So I'm basically in the La Cañada area here in Los Angeles. My friend's supposed to be showing up sooner or later, so we'll see how it goes. I'm probably gonna go into Target for a bit and see what I can see. My friends, well, as you can see, I'm cruising up the mountain here. I'm heading over to Lancaster, Santa Clarita area, and we're gonna have some lunch at a place called River's End. It was a pretty good place. It's sort of becoming I guess a happening biker spot. I've been there a couple of times, so I had a good ride up the hill here. But I did want to comment on this one guy's video I saw on YouTube. He's this English guy who rides Triumphs, I think mostly. No, Royal Enfield motorcycles. And he was talking about armor protection. So when when you wear a leather jacket or pants, motorcycle pants, usually they have armor. If it's like on your knees and on your hips and things like that. And if you have a motorcycle jacket, normally it has protection on the back and on the shoulder pads and elbows and things like that. And he was saying that he does not believe that you need to wear those things because if you get in an accident, usually it'd be something head on, like a vehicle hits you straight on, and it doesn't matter what kind of protection you have in your leather jacket, it's not going to really save you. So you might as well just wear a regular jacket and not worry about that. And same with the motorcycle pants. He just felt like, well, the only thing those things are good for is maybe if you slide a little bit on the road, and that's about it. But I have to say I disagree because most of the time I do wear jackets with armor. So like my jacket you're looking at right now has armor. So on the shoulders and the back and all that kind of fun stuff. And of course I'm wearing motorcycle jeans right there. It doesn't have armor, but it is has tear. It's tear resistant. It has Cordura and all that kind of stuff to keep it a little bit more. So if you do slide on the road, give you a little bit more protection. So that's just my thoughts. I mean, I've seen a few accidents that friends of mine have had, and the ones that have used armor have always, for the most part, bounced back. I mean, yeah, they might still have to go to the hospital and stuff, but the recovery's a lot faster. But when you, the ones that I've seen that have not used armor Well, a lot of them have had major injuries, and it took a long time. One of my friends is still, whoa, that guy just zoomed by me. See, this is the look at that, another speed biker. Oh, I tell you, these speed bikers, they're jetting up the mountain. But anyway, the ones that didn't use armor or have protective gear, you know, later took a long time to recover. All right, my friends, we made it. We made it. Hey, you made it. You guys are fast. I see you guys zooming by. I was like, whoa, what is that? A comment?
I didn't get your name. It's a dwarf star.
I was like, I've been told when I was in high school, they told me we couldn't go as fast as the speed of light, but apparently they were wrong.
This side of me.
Yeah. How you doing, Natalie? You survived the ride. You know, Natalie, my only suggestion, great ride, but one teeny tiny suggestion. I think we should stop somewhere to smell the roses, do a little picture take. All right, my friends, so I'm here at the River's End, I think it is, River's End restaurant. And thought I'll show you around a little bit. So this is, I don't know, some kind of steam engine, I guess. Steam train. Let's see here. Got a little steam engine action right there. Looking cool. All right, let's go take a walk to this other section over here, see what they got going on. All right, so it's the River's End. I'm going to show you their little advertisement here. So we're in Santa Clarita on Soledad Canyon Road. If you wanted to come out here, if you're in the Los Angeles area, pretty cool. Got all the bikers out there. That guy's about to take off. He's about to head out to the highway. Got some cars as well. I think this is some sort of, I don't know, some sort of campground. I see some RVs and stuff. All right, let's see if this one's better. Okay, I'm trying to do a selfie over here. Okay. All right, I'm gonna do another one just for safety. Let's see if I can see it down here. Okay, let's see how this came out. All right, I think that one worked. I think that was a winner. Okay. All right. It's hard to do selfies sometimes and video. All right, let me go grab my lunch. I think it's just about ready. Yeah, see, you got like a bunch of RVs over there. So I think this is some sort of an RV park or something. All right, my friends, how you doing out there's the odds, man. I just get back from the ride. Put on my harness WESCOs aside, taking a little break from the WESCOs, the classic vintage. And what do we got over here? We got the brand new WESCOs right here, my friends. Why am I pulling these puppies out? Because I'm going out. Doing a little kind of Christmas shopping. And I thought, you know, I'm trying to break these boots in. They're still super stiff, as you can tell. Just putting them on is a challenge. But I'm going to do it because that's just how I roll. There we go. Should take out these pads, actually. Forgot. I wonder if I should change pants. Maybe I should change pants. This one has the pads. Let me change pants. I'm not going to do it on camera, though. This is not one of those thirsty fans page. But I think these jeans, they have pads on the knees for riding. And I don't think it works with the, you know, with breaking in a new boot. So let me change my pants. So these are just regular jeans. They're not riding jeans. It's just Levi's. But I think it's going to work better with the new boots. So let's get these puppies on. If I can get them on. Come on. All right. Whew. New WESCOs, my friends. Always stiff to get these puppies on, but I tell you, I love them. There we go. All right, that's better. Tell you, this thing comes right up to the knee. So challenging. All right, here we go. All right. All right. Whew. Like that. Sure, it's all good there. It's all good here. All right. The new WESCOs. So I'm heading out. I'm gonna see if I can maybe head over to Hollywood. Trying to do some. Keep these boots over here. Trying to do a little Christmas shopping, if you know what I mean. Let me bring this up a little bit. All right. Whew. So anyway, all right. So I'm going to be heading out to the mighty Hollywood. I'm going to see if I can do some Christmas shopping. Check out some of the sites, see what's going on in the Hollywood. I'm going to try to record if I can here and there. I don't know how much I'll be able to do. Hollywood is everybody's walking around. It's usually kind of crowded, but I'm going to see what I can do and take you along with me. I'm going to try to break in my WESCO tall boots, the new ones. You know, I got to break these puppies in. I don't know if I'm ever, you know, I was debating if I should use them on the bike. I was going to use them on the bike. But now that my old WESCOs, you know, are broken in and everything, I'm thinking, well, maybe I should keep the old WESCOs for the bike. And then maybe the new WESCOs just use them for going out, going to a club, going to an event. But I'm still on the fence on that. I'm not too sure what I'm going to do. We'll see. Time will tell. And to be honest, my friends, I'm actually eyeballing another pair of tall boots. Not WESCOs, but I did see this patrol boot on sale. And I'm thinking, do I need another pair of tall boots? Something's telling me maybe. Maybe. You know, it's funny. I've been watching these, you know, since I put on a lot of boot videos, YouTube always is telling me about other people and their boot videos. And there's a lot of videos about engineer boots, boss boots. And I'm actually surprised how many people have an issue with it. Some people are like, oh, you know, they don't really like the way they look, or they don't like the way they feel. And I'm like, really? That's strange. I've always loved engineer boots. So there's another boot that WESCO makes, which the name is slipping my mind right now, but everybody seems to love it. Oh, I can't remember the name. If I can remember the name, I'll bring it up later. But it has some weird name, like Mr. J's or something like that. But anyway, basically it's an engineer boot, but it seems a little bit more skinnier. But I'll look it up later. Right now I'm on my way to Hollywood, and then I'll come back and discuss all this stuff about engineer boots when I return. But why don't you join me right now? We go for a drive, not a ride, a drive to the mighty Hollywood, my friends. Hollywood! Yeah! All right, I'm here in Hollywood. Let's go see the fun. Hollywood, you gotta love it. always a party over here. This is going down to the subway. Subway goes to Hollywood to downtown LA. We got the El Capitan up there. A lot of people are videotaping. I'm not the only one. It's the age of Instagram. Usually there's people here dressed like Star Wars or superheroes, but I don't see too many. Actually, I don't see any. A lot of food vendors, though. I don't remember seeing so many food vendors. All right, I'm here in Hollywood at I don't know what they call this. I think it's just the mall. But it used to have some kind of a fancy name like Bollywood or something. But anyway, they got a Christmas tree here. They also got some ladies over there dressed up all cutesy. He used to have some elephants up there, but I don't see any. All right, this here is the Dolby Theater where they have the Oscars. It used to be called the Kodak Theater, but I guess now the Kodak's basically almost out of business. They just call it the Dolby Theater. There's some, I don't want to ruin those people. I was going to walk down the stairs there, but there's some people taking pictures. I don't want to ruin any tourist photos. Not too many businesses here, though. It's supposed to be all businesses. And as you can see, it looks pretty dead. But let me show you the boots while I got some time here. Three buckles. They feel really good, I gotta tell you. Anyway, let me show you a little bit of the Dolby Theater that used to be called the... Oh, somebody's taking pictures. See, that is where all the stars, the movie stars, they walk up the stairs to see to get the Oscars. So if you're you know, looking for I don't know, Johnny Depp or Brad Pitt or I don't know, what's that new girl who does Wednesday? I forgot her name, but you know, the Wednesday girl. She would be walking up here. So yeah. Jenna Ortega, I think that's her name, Jenna Ortega. Oh, and they got another Christmas tree. So let's take a look at the Christmas tree. I was trying to find some kind of a Christmas present for my sister over here, but so far I have no luck. I might meet up with a friend of mine who lives here in Hollywood. And of course I'm, you know, want to break into WESCO. So far people look at me with my WESCOs, but no one's made a comment. There's another Christmas tree. Hollywood Christmas. I think that guy in the background is saying some religious stuff. Probably saying that you need to have more orgies and stuff like that. All right, here we are at the Mann's Chinese Theater. World famous. You know, when I was a kid, I saw the original Star Wars, the #1, the New Hope. It was in 1977, 1978. I can't remember what exact year. But I saw it here at the Mann's Chinese Theater. They used to have like a top here where you got the tickets, but they got rid of that. They used to have a ticket stand like right there. But anyway, we got all the famous people here. Shirley Temple. I don't know if my boots would be able to make it on these I don't know what they call this, Walk of Fame. It's not the Walk of Fame. I don't know, where everybody puts their feet. A lot of these people I don't even recognize. Oh, that's Clark Gable. Clark Gable. I don't know, Jenny Buckenheimer. I don't even know who that is. Oh, Carrie Fisher. Oh, look at that. Carrie Fisher, Star Wars. Yeah. And to my man Ted, love Rhonda Fleming, 1981. So Julie Andrews, 1966. Frank Sinatra, 1963. Got Marilyn Monroe up there. I guess when she put her hands here. I don't know where Marilyn Monroe's, Kevin Costner. I don't know where Marilyn Monroe's, where she is, Marilyn Monroe. I don't know where Marilyn Monroe's, you know, footprints are. There's a bunch of them here, but anyway, she was here doing it at one time. So yeah, still here, Mann's Chinese Theater. All right, here we are at Hollywood Highlands. Down that way, Sunset Boulevard. Up there is Ripley's Believe It or Not with Dinosaur. I think that's a T-Rex. I think that used to be a Wells Fargo bank back in the day. Hollywood, you gotta love it. All right, my friends, how you doing out there? It's the man. I'm back from my my Hollywood excursion, and yeah, wore the brand new WESCOs. I actually got quite a bit of looks. I did get one guy did compliment me on the boots. He goes, "Wow, those are really nice boots." And you know, people look at me, but at the end of the day, most people don't care. So, you know, as I said in many videos, it's important that you wear your boots. You don't need to ride a motorcycle to wear boots. You can go anywhere, go to the mall. most people don't care. You know, in life in general, I find, especially as I gotten older, people don't really care about you, if that makes any sense. And what I mean is most people are focused on themselves. So they're thinking about what's going on in their lives, what matters to them. So you wearing tall boots, you know, they might make a mental note of it for a second, but at the end of the day, they don't really care. They're like, whatever, you want to wear tall boots, wear tall boots. So, you know, my suggestion is if you want to wear tall boots, I actually had a guy message me saying that he wants to buy the 32 inchers, the ones that go up to your thigh. And I'm like, wow, dude. You know, as I mentioned when I did my WESCO reviews for my new boots here, I thought, do you really want to have those big boots? Because, you know, once you have those boots, where are you going to wear them and stuff? And so I said, you know, just be careful when you want to buy the big boots, the 32 inchers. Think to yourself, one, where are you going to wear it? And then two, why do you want that boot? You know, I like these boots because I've always liked the 18 inchers. I think they look good on me. I feel they give me a lot of protection. They give me this kind of sense of confidence and strength. They're great for the motorcycle. I'm going to wear them on the motorcycle. I'm going to wear them out and about. I'm going to go to clubs. I'm going to have fun. So those are my reasonings. And, you know, so, and I think the 18 or even the 16 inchers or even the 20 inchers are good for everyday use. Like when it rains, you know, a lot of times, you know, you're dealing with puddles and stuff. If you live somewhere cold where there's snow, man, tall boots all the way. So the 32, I'm not saying you shouldn't buy a 32 if you really feel that it's a boot that's going to take you to the next level and give you that kind of skipping your step, as they say, then go for it. You know, wear the 32. But just be mindful of that boot. That's all I'm going to say, because it's an intense boot. I don't personally think I'm ever going to buy a 32, but that doesn't mean you shouldn't. As I mentioned earlier in the video, I am toying around with buying another pair of tall boots, but not a WESCO. I'm thinking about buying more of a patrolman type boot. But I don't know if I'm going to do it because I got other things I want to buy. So we'll see. But anyway, it was a good night. I'm breaking in the WESCO slowly but surely. These new boots are being broken in. You know, it's going to take me a while to get to the point where it's like this boot, where my old WESCOs are. Where, you know, these boots are so comfortable. They're so broken in. When I wear these boots, I wore them today for the ride, and they were amazing as always. They kept kept me warm. They protected me from rocks from hitting me, and they're super comfortable on the bike. When I'm putting my feet down, you know, at a red light or something, or dealing with traffic, they give me a lot of protection. They feel sturdy on the ground. So I'm very, very happy with these old boots. But, you know, got to break these puppies in. I'm still not too sure whether I want to use them on the bike or not. I'm kind of thinking maybe these will be more of my casual boots. I was going to wear them on the bike, and I still might. But I don't know, the more I look at them, the more I think, you know, these boots, maybe they're meant for a different part of my life. Like I was telling you about the 32 inchers. You got to think, when you buy a pair of the big boots, what do you want to, why do you want them, and what are you going to use them for? And with these pair, I'm thinking I might use them more for going out, you know, going to clubs, going out to parties, things like that. And then keep my harness as my motorcycle boot. But, you know, time will tell. We'll see how things go. One other thing I wanted to touch on, I'm going to bring you up here for this one. I just want to touch on a little bit is the engineer boot situation. So, as I mentioned earlier in this particular section of the video, before I went to Hollywood, you know, I was watching this guy talking about engineer boots, and you know, oh, Mr. Lou, I think that's the name of the boot. So earlier I couldn't remember the name of the WESCO boot that he recommended. So WESCO has a boot called Mr. Lou, I think it is. And it's kind of like it's basically an engineer boot, but it's a little bit more slimmer, so it doesn't have this bulkiness of the regular engineer boot. And he was saying that he prefers that boot, and he doesn't really like, tucking in his pants in the boots, and he never wears the tall boots and all this kind of stuff. But to me, I believe buy the boot that fits you, what you like, what you enjoy. I like tall boots. I really, really like tall boots. I don't know why. I just love them. I just love them. And I like tucking in my pants in the boots. I want to show off the boots. I'm going to tell you one little quick story before I wrap up this video. A friend of mine, she had never, ever owned a pair of boots. Ever. Not one. I know that's shocking, but she had never owned a pair of boots. Finally, she decided to buy some knee-high boots. So these are tall boots. Now, she's a woman, and so it's not so unusual to see women with tall boots. But she bought her very first pair of tall boots, and she has worn them for 2 weeks straight to work, to family gatherings, to, going to the market, whatever. And she loves them. And she goes to me, Oz, I never realized how much, she goes, I've seen you wear your boots all the time. I never realized how great boots are. And I'm like, yeah, boots are amazing. They're amazing. My favorite pair of footwear. I mean, yeah, if I go to the gym, I'm going to wear tennis shoes. You're not going to wear boots at the gym. But in general, I love wearing boots. I just think they look great. So I'm going to leave you with that. It's been one hell of a video. Saw the new WESCO, saw the old WESCOs, saw the held leather jacket, the German jacket. Just covering a lot of bases here on the Oz channel. Wiz of Ozzy, as they say. Even though, I found out that there's another Wiz of Ozzy who does like some kind of AI stuff. I don't know, AI. Go figure. One day maybe they'll make me AI. I'll be some AI guy talking about boots. But right now, I am a real person talking about boots. Anyway, until next time, my friends, as always, ride like the wind. Don't let that wind ride you. And I'll see you on the next video. Take care, my brothers. Take care, my sisters. And just take care, my friends.